first down. Here's Cousins. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Mike 57. 6-man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Hey, check Mike 57, Mike 57.
Now Cousins. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. Ready to get us started, the Aussie punter and kickoff man, Michael Dixon. And off we go from Seattle. Fielded about a yard deep. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48-yard line.
Well, that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
54.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Check, check. Lucky 48. Fresno. What's that?
Cousins on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 11 yards there, first down for Dalvin Cook. If the early part of the season is any indication, it might be a two-horse race between he and Christian McCaffrey for the rushing title in 2019. And the Vikings, they have not been shy about using him, and he's responded with a 100-yard game seemingly every week, including that Week 2 game against the Packers when he rushed for 154 yards. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Last 50.
2 yards on the pickup.
Gun.
It's second and 8 at the Seahawks' 39-yard line.
First. Gun.
Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
What's that?
From the 39, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down. Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17.
Check 20. Quaker Omaha. Gun. On me. Hey, no, easy. Gun.
Check. Motion out of the backfield.
What's that?
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Tried to go back again to Adam Thielen, but it's going to be second down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Mike 5-4.
Bravo.
On third down, Cousins. And Diggs has it. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Second down and goal. Cousins. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. They got to love that. 9-play drive results in 6 points.
That means they're doing the dictating. That means that they've described how the game's going to go. They're playing at their tempo, at their pace. If you're on the other side of the ball, if you're playing defense, defense is not methodical. They've got to go in there and shake things up and create a little havoc.
Bailey got the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Ben Gideon in on the stop.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Bound to lose one.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Flushed out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Now he'll escape to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
Under 10. Under 19. 10. Alert, 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 alert.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They run the counter. Carson. It's Everson Griffin who made the tackle.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Marcus Sherrill's back deep for Minnesota. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Check 15.
Hey, can't. Hey, 50.
A first down throw for Cousins. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Watch the ship. Check 9. Quickstone, travel. Gun.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Switch. Check. Two. Check 37. Leave it, 48. Wait,
To throw, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quentin Jefferson breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Zebra. Gun.
Play action now. Cousins. He's going to air one out. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Check safety.
On 2nd down, it's Carson. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. This is Carson. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, here's Penny. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Watch twist. Go 14. Check.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Caught. It's Wilson. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Set the tone, defense.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny. Anthony Harris on the tackle.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Hey, let's get in them holes. Front left.
Now it's Wilson. And finding the tight end, Wilson. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
There's Wilson to throw. And that going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Metcalf once again the target, and it's 2nd down. To throw is Wilson. Throwing again. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And Myers able to knock it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it. Those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Cousins now to throw on first down. He's going to air one out. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. 36 yards on the play. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, Cook. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
Gun.
Motion.
All right, now here we go.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Gun.
To throw is Cousins. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Tyler Conklin. Incomplete. It's 2nd down and goal at the 5-yard line.
On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone.
Watch the screen.
Black.
Watch the screen. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Go.
Throwing is Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings.
Let's go, touchdown.
Adam Thielen.
Let's go.
As the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And oh my goodness, this is nowhere close. Well to the right and no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That's fielded in the end zone. Nifty move. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to them.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Extra point up and through by Myers. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. From the 36, Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
He's got the first down and more past midfield. The 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. C.J. Prosise, 61 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that will make this a 4-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Gun.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
To throw again on second down. Wilson, this complete to Lockett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Wilson, he'll find Metcalf. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down.
Got it.
3rd and short, it's Procise. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. To throw is Wilson. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. On first down, Wilson. He hits his running back, Procise. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do?
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. A gain of 3, 2nd down. They run again with Carson. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On first down, Procise. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
300. Spot. No. Gun. Listen to me. Gun.
50. Mike, 50. It's going to be a long day for you.
Throwing. Cousins. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Carson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Wilson. He'll find Ballore out of the backfield.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Now a give, right side. Carson. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Good route here.
Smooth. 50. Watch the pass. Hey,
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Yellow.
54.
Now Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down.
Slam. Ringo 48. Check 26, check 26.
Cousins to throw for it on fourth. Bradley McDougald that time able to knock it away. So now I need an explanation for that one, Charles. You're tied, fourth quarter, deep in your own territory. What was going on in their mind?
I can't even begin to imagine. I understand being aggressive. You know, how many times have you looked at me and said, are you crazy? Why would you say go for it there? I wouldn't in this situation. I'm not sure what he was thinking other than maybe he doesn't believe in his defense at all anymore, that he just says, I've got to go for it in this situation. But his meeting, the head coach's meeting with the GM and the owner, that's going to be an interesting one because he's going to have to offer an explanation for this one. And how about the defense? They had to look across the field and go, that's the ultimate in disrespect, isn't it?
Yep. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 3rd down, but they are in field goal range already.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. 3rd down here. The Vikings on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Now Cousins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. All right, here we go. Let's go, D, let's go.
Gun.
Right there.
Now Cousins on 4th down. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Wilson going to hand it to Brosize. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go, D.
Wilson wants to throw it. It's caught. Lockett. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. The extra point now coming from Myers. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. A touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
From the 30 on second down, Cousins. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Trey Flowers picks it, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Right there. 54.
After the interception, here's Wilson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Now Wilson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So the victory here for Seattle, and it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but bottom line, they got the job done.
Yeah, it is the bottom line, isn't it? A few anxious moments along the way, though, a few sweaty palms, not just for the